Good evening. Welcome to to today's PTO meeting. Um, I'm going to be sending out the signing sheet for everyone to sign as we start today's session. If you could please sign that in, sign yourself into that form, that would be appreciated.
Muy buenas tardes a los padres. La señorita indica que por favor si apuntan su nombre para indicar su presencia en esta reunión.
In today's meeting, the PTO doesn't have any changes. We are continuing to work on our website and it should be ready by the end of January. Other than that, we don't really have any other anything else to discuss. We'll be passing on the mic onto Principal Hints, and then after that, we'll have our special guest for the month, speaking more about the development that's going on in Queens Chapel and West Hyattsville.
Okay. Como hemos comenzado nuestra reunión, hoy día no tenemos muchas noticias que compartir con respecto a la organización de padres y maestros. Pasaremos el micrófono al señor Mr. Hint, que es el director de la escuela, para que nos actualice sobre la situación de las cosas que han cambiado cerca del vecindario o etcétera.
Good evening, and on behalf of Thomas Stone, Happy New Year. Hoping everyone is well.
Muy buenas tardes a todos los padres y personas que nos acompañan. Esperamos que hayan tenido un descanso o Pascuas alegres con sus familias.
I see now that Mr. Hintz has joined us, so yes, we can now turn it over to him. Thank you.
En estos momentos el director Mr. Hintz se ha logrado comunicar con nosotros. Vamos a pasar el micrófono para que él diga lo que tiene que decir.
What? I'm sorry I arrived late. I was talking with another principal from another school. What did you need me to do?
We wanted to know if you had any reports or updates that you wanted to discuss.
Oh, you guys are quick putting the principal report first thing.
We don't have anything for this month, so I'm sorry.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
okay.
that's fine.
I'm sorry. My apologies for being late. Are you going to translate, Ms. Flores, or do you want me to do it?
I'm here. Yes, I'll be able to try.
Okay, so a couple of announcements. I don't know if Ms. Ruther Struthers had mentioned it yet, but there are a couple of important meetings and outreach things that have been going on in the system that we want to make sure that everybody is aware of that do affect the community. And so the one is the building of the new Hyattsville Middle School. There's been some informational meetings, and I've shared that with the PTO, so we'll be getting that out to parents soon, that presentation out.
Okay. Para esas personas que no saben, tenemos unos cuantos anuncios que han ocurrido y algunos cambios en la comunidad. Definitivamente el primer cambio ha sido lo que está ocurriendo con nuestro vecindario y las calles, la construcción del nuevo puente. Entonces, esta información queremos que los padres se estén al tanto para que así formen parte de estas decisiones.
The other is, and there are upcoming meetings in both English and Spanish on the boundary changes and the procedures and what they're going to be doing with boundary changes and the possibility of redistricting schools to make them all at capacity instead of over capacity or under capacity.
Okay. Otro anuncio que queremos publicar hoy día es que muy pronto se logrará la reunión de cambio de fronteras según el sistema escolar. Estas fronteras son muy esenciales para que, claro, la asistencia escolar de su niño o del vecindario. Entonces es muy importante que también pongan mente a estas reuniones.
The other thing, the quarter ends at the end of the month. So we are almost halfway through with the school year. We will be doing towards the end of the month or beginning of February, another materials distribution for new materials for second semester.
Okay. Muy pronto llegará el final del trimestre escolar. Le queremos informar a las personas o los padres de familia que muy pronto estaremos repartiendo la nueva ola de materiales instructivos para los estudiantes.
We will also be keeping everybody up to date with when school will return. We don't have an official date yet. It is on hold until we get the virus under control and it's safe to come back. But we'll share that, keep everybody posted on those dates as they come to us and are available.
Y el último mensaje, anuncio, es para informarle a los padres de los recientes cambios que van a ocurrir según la transición que el sistema escolar haga con respecto al COVID-19 y los nuevos reglamentos. Entonces estaremos compartiendo esa información muy pronto.
Next Tuesday, the 12th, I think it's the 12th. Let me make sure on the date. The
Yes.
12th of, I'm sorry, the 14th. Nope. What day is today? The Tuesday, the 12th, we will be having our first Title I parent workshop on testing information and procedures and tips for testing. So that will be next Thursday or next Tuesday from 4:30 to 7.
Okay. Este anuncio va correspondiente a el nuevo taller que tendremos el próximo martes 12 de enero, comenzando a las 4. Repeat the time for me, please. 4 to 6.
4:30 to 7.
Perdón, el tiempo de este evento se va a lograr de las 4:30 en adelante hasta las 7.
And I think that is all of the announcements that I have. I don't know if anybody else needed to make more announcements or if you wanted to go directly to questions, Ms. Moreno, or
We have from the sector plan, we have a special guest. They will be sharing more about what's going on with us, and Sarah Benton will be the project manager that's going to present us what they have for us today. Ms. Benton, you can share your screen at any time.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you all see the slide?
I can see it.
Yes, we can see
Queremos
it.
saber si todas las personas que están aquí disponibles pueden ver la pantalla que ya está compartiendo esta tarde.
Sí.
Sí. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us here this evening. My name is Sarah Benton. I'm a planner coordinator with the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission in the Prince George's County Planning Department. I work in the long range planning section of the Community Planning Division. It's the long range planning section, so we think long term, long range. So this is a sector plan that we're doing, thinking about 20 to 25 years into the future for this area. I'm the project manager. I'm accompanied tonight by Kendra Heisen, my deputy project manager.
I'm sorry, Sarah, could you give a few minutes to
Yes,
Ms.
sure.
Flores to translate?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you.
I caught up most of it, but la señorita que está presente ahora conversando con nosotros está explicando de un plan o un arreglamento hacia cómo planear en el futuro. Estamos hablando en un largo término de 25 años, planear un sector o una área.
So I'm the project manager, and I'm accompanied by Kendra Heisen, my deputy project manager, and we have several other team members that provide support as well.
La señorita está acompañada con otra persona que está presente en esta reunión y se encargan de tomar a mando este proyecto.
We're also working hand in hand with our consultant team from AECOM, the company AECOM. And tonight we have Alexa Heydrich, their project manager, with us tonight, as well as Malcolm Mosmam and Elsa Arias from Aceto Consulting. So we're partnered with AECOM and several local organizations that have do a lot of work in Prince George's County, including the Hyattsville Community Development Corporation, the Housing Initiative Partnership, and Aceto Consulting.
En la pantalla usted se va a encargar de ver las diferentes consultantes del equipo que se encargan de desarrollar este plan de sector. Están mencionados en la parte de donde se ve morado, también las personas que trabajan para AECOM. Is that the same company or is that a contractor?
AECOM is a company, and they're partnered with Hyattsville Community Development Corporation, Housing Initiative Partnership, and Aceto Consulting as their sub-consultant. So they form a team with us.
Okay. El equipo de especialistas que ella se está refiriendo junto con la compañía que se llama AECOM, que está mencionada ahí, se encargan de trabajar en equipo para tratar de solucionar o establecer un plan sector en las áreas de Silver Spring, perdón, Hyattsville. Please repeat the city.
For the area of West Hyattsville, Queens Chapel, as we're calling it.
Ellos se concentrarían en el sector de plan que se encarga del área de Queens Chapel y cercano dentro de nuestro vicinito de la escuela.
So here we have a map showing the boundary of this West Hyattsville Queens Chapel area. The purple line is the boundary showing this area. And for your reference, the Thomas Stone Elementary School is here. It is outside of our boundary. However, your school serves children and families inside of our boundary. So that's why we're here tonight talking with you.
Okay. Parte de la importancia de que ellos están aquí presentes, como ve el mapa, las secciones donde está en color morada, que están subrayados, indican el plan de sector de área de asistencia, donde ve la banderita que está roja, ahí en la mera esquinita está nuestra escuela. So, a pesar de que nuestra escuela no está en parte del sector de los color morado, muchas familias residen o viven dentro de esa área.
And this sector plan boundary stretches from the District of Columbia line all the way up into the Prince George's Plaza area. And at the center is the West Hyattsville Metro Station.
Okay. Como ve, la extensión de este plan se logra de casi cerca de la frontera de Washington, D.C. y se extiende casi hasta el área cerca de el mall de Prince George's Plaza.
And the West Hyattsville Metro.
Y la sección que está en el mero centro se encarga de darle hogar a la estación de metro.
So just to briefly overview what is a sector plan, we're talking about a guiding policy document that looks about 20 to 25 years into the future that provides targeted goals, policies, and strategies for this targeted area.
Okay. El propósito principal de tratar de hacer un plan de sector es para definir un área geográfica interesada. Definitivamente es una forma de identificar y analizar las condiciones que normalmente están existiendo ahora. También tener una realidad, una idea o una visión general de la colaboración de la comunidad y se concentran en dar metas, pólizas, estrategias que ayudan al plan de elementos y la implementación de esto. El término de este proyecto, claro, es de 20 a 25 años y avanzamos con un plan para el año 2031.
So what we're working on right now is identifying the existing conditions or the baseline conditions in the area, in this sector plan area. And then our next phase is going to be working with the community like you all and stakeholders to come up with a vision of, how do we want this area to be into the future? And that's why it's important to be here with you all today, because our children, right, they're going to be the ones in 20 to 25 years that will hopefully want to stay and be in this area and enjoy the growth and development that might happen here.
Definitivamente queremos empezar este proyecto de identificar y analizar las condiciones que están aquí, todo para el beneficio de si en el futuro nuestros hijos, este término que toma un tiempo de 20 a 25 años, le beneficia a ellos.
So the way we organize our sector plans is around 8 different topics, or what we call elements, and these come from the county's general plan, Plan 2035. And they include land use, economic prosperity, transportation and mobility, the natural environment, housing and neighborhoods, community heritage, culture and design, healthy communities, and public facilities. And this might be important to you because, for example, the healthy communities element includes access to parks and access to recreation facilities. And that might be something that might be important to you as far as because you have children and you want to use those types of amenities in your neighborhood or your community.
Ok, perdón, tenía el micrófono apagado. Lo que la señorita está presentando en la pantalla es la separación de qué incluye el plan. La primera opción, claro, indica la forma que ellos van a usar el territorio, la prosperidad o el avanzamiento económico, se concentran en la transportación y la movilidad de la comunidad, cómo afectan el ambiente y la naturaleza, cómo contribuyen hacia la comunidad, a la cultura y al diseño, definitivamente a las casas y el vecindario, y definitivamente incluye también las comunidades que son saludables como lugares públicos.
Y estaba diciendo también que por ejemplo, un tema que tal vez les interesa es lo de las comunidades sanas, por ejemplo, porque tiene que ver con el acceso a los parques y a los equipamientos de recreación para los niños. Así que todos estos aspectos son importantes para cada persona en manera diferente. So here we have the project schedule summary. It's a snapshot of where we started back in October with a community kickoff meeting that maybe, hopefully some of you were able to attend. It was virtual and online given our current situation. We are currently working on the existing conditions report, looking at those 8 elements very closely and figuring out what the current situation is with those in the sector plan area, leading up to hopefully, with an anticipated plan approval date of June 2023. Hicimos el lanzamiento del plan, del proceso del plan en octubre, el pasado de octubre, fue un evento virtual y esperamos que algunos de ustedes pudieran asistir. Y si no, el video está disponible en nuestra página web. Estamos aquí en el invierno trabajando en el reporte de las condiciones existentes en la zona, de acuerdo con los otros elementos que acabamos de explicar. Esto nos llega a junio de 2023, cuando cuando anticipamos que van a aprobar este plan. So finally, we do have some upcoming events, and this is one of the reasons we're here tonight. We're really trying to get more community members involved in this planning process. It's been pretty difficult during the pandemic, as we all know. So, most of our events are all virtual at this point, but we are hoping to get more participation. Again, these plans affect different aspects of our lives across those different 8 topics we talked about. So we do have our virtual open house on January 13th. That's next Wednesday evening. It's a virtual meeting. We'll be presenting some of the preliminary results from that existing conditions analysis. And you can sign up we'll post this link in the chat. You can sign up on the Eventbrite link that's there on the screen. And we also have ongoing office hours. These are opportunities for community members like yourselves to speak one-on-one with a community planner about this project if you have questions or concerns. And then we also have a visioning workshop coming up in February. The date is to be determined, but all that information is available on our website.
Could you say that in Spanish as well so that everyone is on the same page? Thank you.
Tenemos un evento de puertas abiertas el próximo miércoles, el 13 de enero, en la noche a las 7. Se puede registrar por la página web de Eventbrite, que vamos a poner el link en el chat. Esta es una oportunidad de escuchar nuestros resultados preliminares del estudio, del análisis de las condiciones existentes. Y también van a haber varias sesiones de preguntas y respuestas, así que pueden poner muchas preguntas ahí, podemos discutir sus dudas de oportunidades o desafíos que encuentran en la zona. También hay oportunidades de hablar uno a uno con las planificadores comunitarias del condado, especialmente en este caso con este proyecto, con esta zona. Tenemos nuestras horas de oficina virtuales cada mes. Hay varias oportunidades y se puede registrarse en línea y el link ahí es en nuestra página de web que también vamos a poner en el chat. También en febrero habrá otra oportunidad vamos a hacer un workshop como un taller de visioning. Esto es crear la visión, la expectativa que tenemos. Vamos a definir esto juntos de cómo queremos que sea la zona de West Heights o Queens Chapel en los próximos 20 a 25 años. Y esto es otra oportunidad más de involucrar a los niños, a los jóvenes en este proceso, porque ellos son los que van a aprovechar de cómo crece y cómo desarrolla la zona en las próximas décadas. And with that, thank you. Again, Kendra is going to put in the chat box a link for the Eventbrite to register for next week's open house. And also, you can visit our webpage as well or email us. We really hope to be able to get the schools and the parents and the children involved. And I think that's sort of the discussion we'd like to have tonight. I think Kendra had some ideas, but we'd like to hear from you all if there's opportunities for getting involved with your school or any class in particular that might touch on some of these subjects, or that might have sort of a civic-minded curriculum or something of the sort. I don't know if Kendra, if you had anything to add on that topic.
Did you want to translate what you just said first, or
sorry.
No, it's fine.
Muchas gracias a todos, gracias, y pueden visitar nuestra página de web, el link está aquí, y también nos pueden contactar por email. También vamos a poner en el chat este link para registrarse para el evento de puertas abiertas que es la semana que viene, el viernes, para aprender un poco más sobre este plan y los resultados preliminares que tenemos ya. Y en este evento también pueden hacer preguntas a nuestro equipo. También queríamos hablar esta noche un poquito sobre cómo puede involucrarse la escuela, los niños, los padres con nuestro proyecto. Si tal vez hay una clase, una profesora o profesor que tiene un currículum que están tocando uno de estos 8 elementos, o si tienen o están estudiando, no sé, algo como de civics, como de historia, gobierno, algo así. A ver si hay oportunidades de involucrar a los niños en este proceso. Entonces, queríamos tener una breve discusión de oportunidades si si les interesa. Gracias.
So
Kendra?
I can jump in, and Sarah, if you would be so kind as to translate for me. I think we are really interested in having some real engagement with the students. Honestly, this plan is for them. It's for the next 10 to 20 years out. And so it will significantly impact, how they grow and the opportunities that they have in their communities. And so it's really a great opportunity for us to hear from the students about their community, how they feel about it currently, what are the things that they like and don't like, and help them get a better understanding of what planners do and what the planning process is all about. Pause there and then.
Sorry, that was a lot.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, basically we want to get the students engaged in the process because this is going to impact them.
Sí, ok. Yes, ok. So, entonces, lo que queremos, queremos asegurarnos que los padres de familia sepan que este proyecto o este plan de sector es impactado significantemente en la vida y en la experiencia de sus niños. Entonces, este departamento quiere asegurarse que tenemos una interacción con esos estudiantes porque a ellos es que les va a impactar cuando estén más grandes o más adultos.
So if there's any way, if there are any classes where you're discussing things about your community, where you're discussing the environment, history, as Sarah mentioned earlier, civics.
Sorry for the what time frame are you looking at for this? Is this the February deadline, or because one of the things when you mentioned talking about planners and what they do, like I'm thinking that this could be a real good activity for a part of our career day activity.
Yeah.
As we come in and share like that, talk about it and get input from the students there, do it as an interactive session rather than just sharing about it, but do it as an interactive session. So that is the first thing that comes to mind for me as an opportunity, but we don't have our career day, that type of event until May. And so that's too late for you. But that's immediate thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I have to try. El señor director comparte con la señorita Heiser que dice que un evento importante como este sería bueno que lo compartiéramos en el Día de Profesiones Escolares, que es cuando diferentes agencias o personal profesional visita la escuela y interactúa con los estudiantes.
So I love career days. I love talking to the students about planning, and I'm sure a lot of the other team members enjoy that as well. So that would be great. The timing is a little further down the line than our project timeline for engagement purposes. But if we could get the ball rolling and maybe, we're the first career day presentation that you have virtually or something like that, maybe we could work on scheduling it earlier.
So, la idea fue que pues nosotros empecemos a darle información a los padres de familia sobre este proyecto, pero parece que el departamento de ellos requiere una respuesta de cómo ellos se desarrollan con los estudiantes y aprenden las opiniones muy pronto, entonces tendría que ser a largo tiempo esto que está hablando ella. Lo que yo he entendido es que ella necesita las opiniones antes de eso, antes de que venga el día de carreras o cualquier otro evento.
May is I think it's a really useful exercise, and of course any opportunity we can have to encourage young minds or teach them about planning and encourage them down that possible career path, we'll take that opportunity gladly. I wonder if, as far as for our visioning workshop, that's probably going to be late February, maybe that's something that we could at least share that information and invite parents and children to participate in that. I think one of the things we're thinking about is trying to figure out how, in this virtual environment, how to include children in that process. Maybe it's having virtual breakout rooms where children and parents together can be doing sort of a virtual exercise, and we have small groups. So we're exploring some of those ideas, and it might be even something that through your experience doing virtual school, like maybe you have some ideas that you could even help us with as far as trying to engage with children. We've also thought about maybe developing some sort of a worksheet that then you all could maybe share with your children, some sort of activity that then they submit. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there.
There's a lot of ideas. Okay. La señorita definitivamente está compartiendo que el plan o la fecha de entrega de ese proyecto pues lo tienen destinado casi a finales de febrero, pero sería una buena oportunidad de interactuar con esos estudiantes y saber recibir las opiniones de ellos. Para en el futuro, muchas actividades incluyen como tener tal vez una sesión donde separen los estudiantes en grupos pequeños o tal vez tener un paquete de actividades donde el estudiante pueda completarlo.
Let me just say this. You're bringing up a lot of questions that require a lot of additional permission. So I can't just give you access to students in this case. And so I will say in this forum, if any parents want you want your children to share information with them, please reach out to them. Their information is in the chat, and do that.
Okay. Para los padres que están aquí presentes, definitivamente tenemos que considerar nuestra política de información confidencial. Entonces, si los padres tienen o desean contactar a las personas que están presentando sobre este proyecto ahora mismo, pueden hacerlo en persona. La información está listada en las publicaciones que ellos han traído hoy día.
But what I would like to do is if you could reach out to me through email and we can set up an appointment, you know, later in the week or early next week, and we can see what kind of plan we can deal with some of the logistic things on parent permission or after school during the day classroom visits. But I would definitely be willing to meet with you guys individually during the day outside of this meeting, because there's a lot of logistical things that we would have to work out in order to get you access to students.
Definitivamente el director está muy interesado en un problema así, nada más que tenemos que ver qué específicamente dicen las políticas y cómo podemos proteger la información que es confidencial. Pero el director se va a mantener en comunicación con ellos para que así esto sea planeado para el futuro.
And I put my email in the chat for you, so you can send me an email tomorrow. You can set up an appointment to meet.
Okay. El director ha puesto su información del correo electrónico para los padres o para los presentadores. La información está en el chat, por favor.
Does anyone have any questions or anything to add? ¿Hay alguien que tenga preguntas o algo más que agregar?
We just want to say thank you for having us join you all tonight. I really appreciate it. And we hope that you'll be able to join us at some of our online events. Appreciate it.
La señorita quiere darles gracias a todos los padres y personas que nos han acompañado el día. Si les interesa cualquier información o cualquiera de estas situaciones que están aquí, por favor, comuníquense con ella, la información que está en el chat.
Y el evento de la semana que viene va a haber 2 eventos, uno en español, uno en inglés. Se me olvidó mencionar esto muy importante, que tenemos uno en español, otro en inglés. Entonces hay oportunidad de las 2 idiomas.
Hay oportunidad para que los padres participen. Sí.
Also, if you all can spread the word about the virtual open house and the visioning, like Sarah said, we're having parallel meetings in English and Spanish, and we really desperately need to connect with the Spanish-speaking community in this area. It hasn't been easy virtually.
La señorita indica que vamos a compartir esta información para que así la comunidad sepa de esto. Definitivamente queremos que exista mucha participación con la comunidad que potencialmente podemos usar en el futuro.
So if no one else has any questions, any suggestions, I will be ending this meeting. You can open your mic at any time and give us any comments or questions that you may have.
Thank you. This is Pamela Boozer Struther, Board of Education member. Just wanted to thank Parks and Rec for being, Parks and Planning for being here and inviting the community. That means, personally, that means a lot to me as our board member that you're thinking about our PGCPS students and families and including them. And I'm going to jump in with just, is it okay if I bring up a couple other topics, or are we going to stick with the planning topic right now?
No, I think you can go right ahead and tell us more.
Okay, I'll wait for interpretation.
Buenas tardes a todos los que están aquí. La señorita se llama Miss Pamela Brucer. Am I saying your name correctly? I apologize. Okay. Ella está muy contenta de que existan programas así que vengan a la comunidad o que sean considerados a esta comunidad.
Earlier in the meeting, Principal Hintz mentioned the Comprehensive School Boundary Initiative, and I put in the chat the link to sign up, and there's the opportunity on Saturday, the 9th, which will be in Spanish, and then the following week, our northern area will be the focus. So you could click through to that. Should I wait for interpretation?
I'm sorry, I'm having issues with this microphone. I apologize. Como el director mencionó más temprano en nuestra reunión de hoy día, él habló sobre posiblemente los proyectos que se logran con el cambio de las fronteras de las escuelas. Entonces, la señorita Pamela Brucer, ella participa mucho en estas decisiones y espera que los padres de la comunidad también formen parte a los talleres que van a haber en español e en inglés también.
And then finally, I guess, actually, this is a request to you, Jennifer, about next in February for the meeting, if I can join with Sarah Christopherson and possibly another representative from the school system to provide the update on the Hyattsville Middle School process.
Sure, if you can shoot me an email, I can arrange it and have you join the next meeting. That wouldn't be a problem. I'll make sure that you receive all the information ahead of time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
And then with that, I just want to, wish everyone a great restart to this semester. And I hope everyone had a good refresh. I know we're in for another, more, challenging months, keeping up our energy and helping our kids. And I just want to thank everyone.
La señorita quiere informarles que junto con la organización de padres y maestros, ellos van a reunirse a conversar y comunicarse sobre los planes que ellos quieren. La señorita quiere desearles a todas las personas que nos acompañaron hoy día un feliz comienzo de año, un año nuevo de volver a empezar las cosas.
I have an unrelated question related to something that Mr. Hintz said earlier. And this is not a complaint because I understand the logistical chaos of it, but I just wanted to confirm that I had heard correctly that we do not know if we will be back in class the way we had previously planned on February 1st, back in buildings for Q3. We don't know if that's the case, and we don't know when we will know. Is that right?
That is correct. The last statement from Dr. Golson before break was that we are on hold, and as soon as it becomes safe, then they will start doing the surveys that she mentioned that would start in December for if you want to choose to come back to school or if you want to stay or continue with distance learning, and then they will make a decision. There is no definitive date anymore as to when we will be returning. The hope is that we do return, but it's all based on everyone's safety. And so, Dr. Golson definitely has students, families, and staff safety in mind when she makes these comments. And so we're waiting for her word. And then as soon as she makes it, parents will probably get an announcement within hours of when I find out.
Los superintendentes del sistema escolar tienen en mente las familias, los estudiantes y también las personas encargadas profesionales. So, hasta que ella indique un cambio adicional o un anuncio, entonces los padres se informarán más seguro inmediatamente. El director compartirá esta información por medio de las redes o como que compartimos, pero por ahora no sabemos qué se va a lograr.
We do know that the next day off of school is the 18th for Martin Luther King Day. Monday, the 18th, we have a day off of school. Que el lunes, el 18 de enero, es el día de vacaciones para el día de Martin Luther King. Any additional questions anybody wants to ask?
¿Alguna pregunta adicional o algún comentario?
I see that Alvi has joined us. Did you have anything you want to share from the council member?
Hi, thank you, Principal Hintz. So most of the things I wanted to share were already discussed. The comprehensive boundary initiative happening this Saturday for Spanish speakers, and specifically the one happening for North County, which I believe is sometime next week on the 13th. Besides that, there wouldn't be any other additional updates I was wanting to bring in. I did want to say thank you to planning. I know I don't specifically work with the folks there, but sometimes I help schedule your meetings, and I've been aware of the West Hyattsville sector plan and the community engagement that's been that folks have endeavored to create, and so I think it's great to see that side into the school system as well, because I think that's one of the best ways to to engage with parents. So thank you so much.